Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it. Greetings, Leo, all placements. You are gonna walk it like you talk it, or someone else is, but someone is definitely showing someone that, take my shoes and walk a mile, something you can't do. Big boy status, big boy game moves or something. I don't know, it's Migos, walk it like I talk it. So, someone here be walking around a certain way, Leo. By the way, you came through really strongly in Sagittarius's reading. In fact, Sagittarius actually hijacked your spot. I usually do Aries, Leo, and then Sag, but I literally, like, Sag last minute was like, no, this is our slot. So I took, I don't know. So, Leo, you could be dealing with the Sag, have Sag in your chart, or you're about to be dealing with the Sag, or yeah. Something with you and Sagittarius this week is very strong. And there were two really strong energies. So, Leo, the first thing that came through was exposed. I've been exposed. Oh dear, I've said too much. Someone feels like they've said too much. Someone has exposed themselves or has been exposed by another. Something is being exposed. Expo. Now, some of my Leos, you can also be invited to an expo, or there's an exposition, an expedition, a competition. Something can be exposed before or after any of those things. Someone also is going to be basking in the sun. Someone is a desert dweller. That is at the end, but someone is dwelling in the desert or somewhere nearby. Something really hot, parched. Someone needs to go on a vacation, spending time in the sun. Then I was also hearing, here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right to do. So, okay, she says in that song, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter, and it feels like it's been years since I've been here. So someone can be coming around for season after season. Someone hasn't been around for a while. Someone is coming back, someone's making a return. Someone can also just feel like internally they've been really dormant, they've been bored, they've been uninspired, unmotivated, they've been unproductive, and now here comes the sun. So metaphorically, out of winter, out of hibernation, into the sunlight, onto the stage, in the spotlight. It's giving someone is just birthing from their cocoon, which butterflies have been so strong in the energy lately. I think that was actually coming through in Pisces and Aries reading, so you could also be dealing with them or have that in your chart, Leo. I was also getting the song Once a Day by Mac Miller, so someone can do something and they're like, well, I only do it once a day. I have one a day. They do like their one thing a day. It's okay, you know. Maybe you have a problem doing something and you're like, well, I can't not do it, but I only do it once a day. Maybe try and do it every other day, Leo. Unless it's like a positive thing, then someone is like, I have to do this once a day, like 7 days a week. I don't get days off. I have to do something, you know, just slow and steady, brick by brick, but I cannot not do it once a day. Something needs to be done once a day. Someone also likes to do it once a day. Someone can just be eating once a day, OMAD, one meal a day. I'm not a health professional. I'm not giving health advice, so please, you know, do your own research, speak to your own health professionals before you make any drastic changes, but that's definitely coming through for some of my Leos. Someone can also just feel like they are cutting back on a connection, or someone has cut back a connection on them. But once a day, he says in that song, everyone is rushing in, why aren't we taking our time? Every now and then I get high. So someone here is definitely on something. Maybe they're like, I only do it once a day, it's okay. I just keep waiting for another door to open, to come up soon. Don't keep it all in your head. You're running low on regret. Everyone means something if they're stuck in your mind. Once a day I try, but I just can't find a single word. So it's, you know, he's kind of like talking to himself. Like, don't keep it all in your head. But he's also like, I can't think of a single word. I can't find a single word. So someone here can be at a loss for words. Someone here has no words because they've been exposed and they're just guilty. Dirty dog. I'm hearing Dirty Daniel? I don't know. So someone's name could be Daniel or start with a D. I was also hearing Healing by Sewn Real. I don't want to be here every day, but it's getting kind of late, or it's kind of late for me to just switch the page. So someone can be like, man, I really don't want to do this anymore, but I already did, you know, all my med school. So I don't really want to be a doctor, but I already did all the school, so I better do it. You know, I really don't want to marry this person, but we just got married, so like I have to be in it. Like, I really didn't want to, you know, do this, but then we did that. Then we bought a house together. Then we went in contract. Then we signed. So someone here, it's kind of late for me to switch the page. Someone's like, dang, it's a little late. So am I for sure? Am I enough? 'Cause I just might go when times get tough. Literally, that's what he says in that song. He's like, so am I for sure in this? Like, am I enough? Because the only reason someone would actually leave from a situation is because they feel like they can't measure up, like they can't match it. Like they're being exposed. Am I for sure? Am I enough? You know, like, am I honest enough here? Clearly not. But again, someone can only be as honest with others as they are with themselves. So someone can feel like they're being 100% honest because that's the level of honest that they are with themselves. But then it's a stark reality check when they're dealing with someone else and they see how honest that person is. Then they start realizing how dishonest they are. And they're like, oh, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call an ego death. So someone here, Leo, is definitely going through a handful of those. It seems like 3. Something about pie. 3.14. March, someone can be a Pisces baby, but mostly the food, pie. Someone could like pie. Something about pie. I was also hearing Akira the Don and David Goggins, his album. The song is called From Suffering. He's like, you gotta turn yourself inside out. F what all these books say, F what all these self-help da-da-da things say. He's like, you gotta go inside yourself. You gotta ask yourself, what do you really want? What are you really passionate about? The only way you get to the other side of this life is through suffering. You have to suffer. So Leo, you're suffering, someone's about to suffer, you thought you've suffered before, but now you're really suffering, or someone around you has thought that they've suffered before, but now they're really suffering. He says, somewhere you had a decision. You could go left or you could go right. Now left is easy, right is hard. And most go left, and it was good at first. Maybe it's good even for 20 years. And maybe going the right is hard for 20 years. But after it's good for 20 years, then you fall flat on your face, like doesn't feel so good. And at the end of 20 years really working through it and suffering for it, it's fulfilling. You appreciate it because you really had to earn it. You've been through all these life lessons. And again, key to what I just said, you can only meet another as deeply as you've met yourself. Now that you've suffered for 20 years, you know yourself to such a penetrating level of depth that the connections that you have and you know yourself to that level, therefore you can see an other to that depth and level. Let me tell you, those connections are magical. I've had like 2 in my life and literally the most magical connections ever. So I know he's probably going to watch this, but like 1, okay, I'm just going to be totally honest, met this person, wasn't expecting anything. They were like really shy. I was really shy. I felt like he was totally respectful. So I was like, do you just want to stay over? Like the first night I met this person, okay? So that happened and I woke up the next morning and I was like, holy crap. I had a dream of making love to this person. And I was like, full on, like, oh my God, like full on, okay? And it was a very vivid dream, so much that I woke up and I was like embarrassed. And I actually told him, but I didn't tell him, well, I don't think I told him then. Long story short though, when it actually happened, it happened exactly like my dream was like a play-by-play. And other situations with him were like that too. It was almost like I was having full-on dreams of the things that were about to happen, and it was so clear, like HDR movie clear in my dream. I was like, oh my gosh, was he there? Like, so there are connections, Leo, that are so intense from date 1. So my point with this, Leo, is if there's someone and you don't know how you feel, if it's not an F yes, it's an F no, okay? If it's not an F yes, it's an F no. And for some of my Leos, if they've never really had that depth, or someone around you, then you just need to suffer. Like you don't know yourself that deeply, which is why you're not having connections, which is why you're not meeting people, because there are so many layers of depth that you have to get to within yourself. Now I'm hearing The Cookie Jar, which is another song on the Akira the Don, David Goggins album. You have to get to know yourself to that level. So yeah, someone can be sick of like the juggling lifestyle here or there, Mr. or Mrs. just like single playboy playette, and someone really wants marriage and a family. Someone wants to actually put in the work. But again, someone has to suffer for this. Again, dealing with strong Sagittarius, someone here could have come around for a while. Yes, someone here definitely is being exposed. So they had to be gone. They had to leave for a while. Leave, get out, it's the end of you and me. And it's too late, and I can't wait for you to be gone. Cause I know about her, and I wonder how I caught all the lies. You said you'd treat me right, but it's just a waste of time. And Leo, there's you.